What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sports Talk session on the Islanders View with your boy JC. That's your boy Robbie. Welcome to the show. If you guys have not yet, please subscribe to our channel. Show your boy some love. Comment down below. Join the conversation. We're here just to talk about the NFL Championship games and preview them. As you guys know, your boy JC is a big 49ers fan, alongside with your boy Robbie, who's a big Eagles fan. Welcome to the show, everyone. What's going on, Robbie?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? You doing good?
I'm still alive, baby. I'm still alive.
hey, you gotta excuse the robe and the little extra, man, because it's a victory Monday, brother.
All right, I want everyone to get a close-up look at his robe here. I think that's his championship robe. Show it off to the listeners, baby, the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yes, I like that. Thanks for ringing it in, man. Thanks for ringing it in. Obviously, I still got my faithful jersey in the background there.
Faithful. I'll give you that.
You know, all faithful, baby. Always. But welcome to the show. Let's get into this, man. We got to talk about that. You guys know how we got to start this off with the NFC Championship on the 2023 NFL NFC Championship against my very own 49ers and Robbie's very own Eagles. Oh, man, it did not turn out to be the game we expected, bro. I'll tell you that much.
It is not the game that we expected, and it's even not the game that we wanted, really, to be honest with you, man.
100%.
Because I mean, we come at this from a fast perspective kind of portion, man, and you want to see a good game. You know what I mean? You don't want to see a, fourth string, fifth string quarterback kind of thing. You know, it was ugly. It really was ugly, man. Because at this point of the game, you want the best of the best kind of fighting against each other. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I was very upset, man. And before we get into the details of the game and what unfolded in the game, I do want to show you something, and I think this is my reaction to the game, dude. I couldn't say anything the whole time. Obviously, for what Brock Purdy got injured in the first quarter, so like for 3.5 quarters, I was like, I couldn't say nothing. I was just like, whatever, man.
Brock Purdy got hurt in 6th play of the game, brother. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. See, but here, let me show you something. I'm gonna share this with the viewers too. Check this out. Hopefully, everyone can see this. This is what I'm gonna go ahead and go with, and blame it on this right here. I don't know if you noticed, but before the game, there were talks about this right here. So the 49er fans went and they put a flag on the statue. The statue that represents Philly, man. You guys know who that is, right? That's Rocky Balboa.
And everybody knows that that's a curse, brother. That's a curse.
Dude, that's what I was saying, man. That's what I felt like. I was like, why? Why are you doing that? That's like they worship that statue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing. You can come into town, you can mess it up, you can do whatever you want, but that is one thing you do not mess with, man.
When I saw that, I was like, here we go, man. This is how I think. I don't like this. I don't like this vibe. Because all I got was like, I don't know if you guys remember Rocky IV, right? They poked at Rocky Balboa. He went into Russia and he just, you guys know the story, beat down on the Russian. Exactly. What's ironic is the 49ers wear red and gold, which is a color. Oh, man. Obviously, we went into Rocky's house. Rocky went to Russia, but still, that's the vibe I got. I was like, you guys are gonna poke on Rocky, man? You guys gonna poke the bear? You're gonna like what? Like Debo said, don't poke the bear. Don't poke Rocky, bro.
Don't mess with him. Yeah,
don't mess with Rocky. Don't poke Rocky. Yeah, so exactly. That's where my head was the whole time, man. When I saw that, I was like, oh, man, not a good way to start this, man. But, fans are going to be fans. They're going to do what they want to do. But, yeah, that's my reaction to that game. That's how I started feeling when everything first started. I was like, oh, man, our fans want to start with that. I don't know, man. But, all right, so that's how I started feeling. Now we get into the game. And
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know if you want to call it a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it really wasn't the game we wanted to see. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, my team came out with the dub, but at this point of this late in the game kind of thing, like, hey, I want to see a good game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Everybody
I
does.
want to see I want to see what my team has against your team, my best against your best kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I texted you. I was like, after Brock Purdy went down and then Josh Johnson went down, I was like, bro, who's gonna play quarterback, bro?
You're like, I guess they know we're gonna run.
Hey, and that's what I texted you. I was like, hey, just so you know, we're gonna be running. If your defense didn't already know.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. Most definitely, man.
Hey, shout out to Jerry. He says happy for you, Robbie.
Hey, I appreciate that, Mr. Jerry. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for joining the show. Please subscribe to our channel. But hey, man, yeah, I was just like, they already had Christian McCaffrey on the side, like studying plays. I was like, I mean, what are you supposed to do, man? You know what I mean?
Right, but that's a rare occasion because how many times have we actually seen that actually happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, dude, I've never seen that, and a lot of people were saying that. Like, when's the last time this ever happened?
Right, and this whole season has been kind of like off like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's been crazy stuff that's been happening per game kind of aspect. Like, there's not one game that you can honestly think of that's just been completely normal. I guess normal in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, who's ever heard of a rookie going coming in mid-season 7-0, and then like this happens?
Yeah, and then there's this, and then it's over. It just in the first quarter. What do you say? Six plays?
6 play. Yeah, it was.
All credit to your defense. Your defense was a monster. Obviously, Reddick coming off that side and getting to Purdy. That's what caused it. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. You have a tight end blocking one of the best pass rushers. You know what I mean?
And we heard that all throughout the time. Like, why was that happening?
Yeah.
Like, I get, I mean, hey, tight ends are supposed to be able to block people. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be able to do both. They're supposed to be able to catch the ball, run with it, and block.
Yeah.
But you're going up against a number one kind of, you know what I mean? Like, that boy Hassan Reddick, he's been wrecking shop all season.
Yeah.
You better put somebody good, and you know what I mean? And don't have him on a release or where he's just going to tap him and then take off.
Yeah, 100%. Because he's fast too, man. I didn't know how fast he was. Because like I said on the last show, I didn't really pay attention to Eagles games, and then when I saw him, I was like, oh man, this dude is fast. And yeah, man, he had a good game. I mean, obviously, Josh Johnson went in. He was just freaking out. I mean, who wants to come in as a backup? I mean, maybe Tom Brady will be the perfect example, but I mean, coming into an NFC Championship game to back up a quarterback, very first game of the season. It's like,
but I mean, again, is Josh Johnson Tom Brady? No.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Johnson, who's been on 13 different teams. You know what I mean?
13 different teams. I mean, and maybe, you're coming into the championship game, the NFC Championship game. This is your first game. You haven't taken any snaps all season, and you want to come in and try and ball out. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, that's a rare breed that can adjust like that. That can make that adjustment.
Yeah, 100%.
He's just not one of them, man. And I mean, not many fourth string quarterbacks can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and everyone keeps saying fourth stringer, right? I'm like, he technically is our fourth stringer, but it's like we got him off the street. You know what I mean? He came off the street because Garoppolo got hurt. We were hoping Garoppolo was going to be ready for this game in case something happened, and something did happen. Brock Purdy got hurt. But it's crazy how one play could have probably changed the whole game. So I'm getting at the Devontae catch, right? or the non-catch.
Right, exactly. The non-catch.
Let's talk about that. Did you think?
No. Let's call it what it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't, obviously, when we finally got all the angles, it wasn't a catch, right? And that's where,
hands down. But I mean, okay, we didn't actually get that right angle from it, but that boy, he came down with it, once he was like telling the team, we gotta go. Let's go right now. Let's go. That should throw something in the mix. Like, okay, like maybe it was questionable, so that way let's just hurry up, so that way they don't question it. I mean, and it turned out to be that was the case,
Yeah, I know. I was like, what is it? Because I saw him doing that too, like really fast. And he was like, come on. So he already knew that that he didn't catch it.
He already knew that.
And,
he already knew that it wasn't going to be, if it was going to get reviewed, it wasn't a catch. It really wasn't.
Yeah, and that's why, like, they asked Kyle about that, and he's like, I was going to challenge it anyway, but the replay they showed on the big screen, then it looked like a catch. So I said, never mind. And I was like, you should have just did it anyway, man. This is the NFC Championship.
But at the same time, those red flags are very valuable. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. I totally agree.
So if you're not 100%, how am I going to throw the ball? And how am I going to take that risk when I could have used this at the end of the game when we were coming back, kind of thing? Needed 5 seconds left. Something happens. Hey, I can throw this right here, right now. Stop time. We can come back, get in the field goal range, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
man.
That early on, like, you can't. You got to take a loss where you can take a loss. You know what I mean? And
100. Yeah. And I totally agree with that too. It's just the idea. The where I was getting at with that is the fact that because if they caught it that it wasn't a catch, right? Imagine, because that would have been our ball. Who knows what would happen to Brock Purdy? That's all I'm saying. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy how like different events will happen in a game that could change it. You know what I mean? And that right there changed everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, changing the game flow. You know what I mean?
100%.
The rhythm was and everything aspect. So now, okay, 49ers have to come back from behind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So with that aspect, now we can't just lean on the run and kill time. We got to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So that changed that aspect. So that's why, like, hey, we're throwing the ball now. Purdy's open. You know what I mean? And that's when after that is when he got hurt, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, everything just went downhill from there because Josh Johnson came in, couldn't take a snap, fumbles a snap. Then you guys get the ball back. Now you guys are up 14-7. And it's like, holy, what is going on right now, dude? I was like, let me just close my eyes. Close my eyes, dude. 100% is all of that. I was like, man, this is definitely not the game we wanted.
Right, exactly. I mean, and like I said, and I'm going to continue saying, I mean, like, you want to see a good game. You want to see the number,
especially between these two, like these two dudes, these two teams. Everyone just kept calling us juggernauts, right? It's like, want to see everybody healthy, go at it.
Right, and we established it before. Like, this is like some old school kind of football, just snot nose, hit you in the mouth. We're going to come at you. You're going to come at us. We already know what's going to happen. So let's just see which team prevails, kind of aspect of it, right? So that's what we were expecting. That's what I was hoping for, to be honest with you, man. Like, I mean, yes, again, a dub's a dub. But
W is a W, 100%.
But I want to see a good game. I love seeing good games.
I do too. I mean? Like, I'd rather lose the way the Bengals lost, like down the wire, like, you know what I mean? But for that to happen, obviously we know the reasons, whatever. But I mean, I'll take the L, man. We got to take the L, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I've been a Philly fan a long time, so I know an aspect of around the L's kind of thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, this is my team. I'm real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had my shares of ups and downs. I know this aspect of it. You know what I mean? So, hey, when I can take a win, I'll take a win, brother. Best believe it.
However you take it, right?
However I can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the love of sports, man. But before we move on, let's do some shout outs. Some people joining us. The one and only Mrs. Casas is on. And guess what she says to me? Guess what she wants to put on her? Y'all sounded like Cowboy fans. Never, ever in my life will I ever sound like that.
Never. I don't know.
Thanks for joining the show.
Don't worry. Hey, I'll talk to her when she gets home. Don't worry. I'm happy with that.
Says hi, Dad.
Oh, that's my baby. Hi, baby. Yeah.
And shout out to Daryl Cruz is joining us. What's going on? Thanks for joining us.
49ers, baby.
Kel Francisco, thanks for joining us, brother. Niners for life all the time. Faithful, just like my jersey says in the background.
And I'm all for the faithful, dog. Absolutely. A fan's a fan kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. So let's get into, do you think, as an Eagles fan, that Brock Purdy, if he didn't get hurt, would have made a difference?
Difference? Yes, it would have been a different game. However, our defense was just on it, man. Our defense was just on it. The offensive line couldn't figure out the details. You know what I mean? They couldn't pass that rush. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that rush is just that defensive line that we had. I mean, just the back and forth. Son Reddick, you know what I mean? Our DBs, they were on it, man. And it was just it would have been just a great game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, Brock Purdy hasn't faced a defense like this.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to try to pretend that the Cowboys defense is as good as yours.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I mean, it was definitely, but that was a step above what he's already been used to. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, he still did good. He prevailed because we had already talked about it. Like, once you let that boy unleash, like he was doing in college, hey, he's got his skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is set, dude. He's going to be good for you all coming up in the future. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here too. For me, different, yes. Would we have won? Maybe, but like you said, yeah, he hasn't. That defense was just on point. But you know, he was doing good. I think he obviously would have did a lot better than Josh Johnson. We probably wouldn't have those. There's a lot of ifs, you know, and you know, if ifs was a fifth, we all be drunk, right? You heard of that before?
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah,
but yeah, man, you know, so I think the outcome would have been different. Maybe you guys still win, but maybe like we predicted by at least 3 points, it would have been a better game. We'd have different conversations. But I would have loved to see him like finish that game, to see how he performed. You know what I mean? To see what we truly got. That's the only upset for me as far as a Niners fan. Not even the fact that we lost, more of the fact that we didn't really get to see our true identity and see if Brock is the answer. He was looking like that for 7 games in a row. So, you know what I mean?
Right. And like I established before, you know, pressure can either, you know, bust pipes or it can make diamonds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was really hoping to see that Brock Purdy, you know what I mean? That aspect, to see what he can do with that kind of defense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hands down, he's never faced a defense like this. He's never been pressured like that. He's never had people in his face.
And the only way you learn from that stuff is doing it. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted him to go out there and face that defense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, hands down, absolutely, man. And that was the aspect, and that's what I wanted to see.
But what I want everyone to take away from that, when Brock Purdy got hurt, Josh Johnson came in, that whole idea that any quarterback can come in and do Kyle Shanahan's offense, any quarterback can play quarterback for us, is not true.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? It just showed.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, that was the aspect of, that was the mentality going into it. And everybody was, you know, these professional analysts were like, yeah, you know, is it Brock Purdy or is it Kyle Shanahan? You know what I mean?
Why can't it be both? It's probably both.
Well, exactly. I mean, because hey, when you got something that works, then why, you know, if it's not broken, then don't fix it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was very much the aspect of, okay, well, let's see what Kyle Shanahan has up his sleeve for this.
Yeah.
What coach has something up their sleeve for their fourth? You know, like I said, their fourth.
Our fourth stringer came in, got hurt, and then Brock Purdy came out to only hand the ball off. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Because you saw what happened when they put McCaffrey at quarterback to do Wildcat. I don't know who the hell he was throwing to, but he threw the ball.
Hey, you got to get rid of the ball. You got to.
Yeah. He was like, I'm just
first thing they told him, don't take the sack. Okay, cool. That's it. I'll figure out something what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But they're talking. So Brock Purdy, going back to Brock Purdy's injury, they're saying it was actually a torn UCL.
Yeah.
So he's going to be out for 6 months. I don't know what that means for him, man. Or at least that's what it's looking like as 6 months. He'll be good in 6 months. But he's gonna go get. There's reports that are saying that he's gonna go get a second opinion, so that he doesn't have. They're saying his results that came out the first time said that he has to get in what do you call surgery done. But he wants to get a second opinion to see if he doesn't have to. So we'll see, man. Hoping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but so that surgery that he gets that's a lot of pitchers. A lot of pitchers get that.
Yeah.
Injury surgery, because that's in that elbow area right there, dude, where that's all about the release and the grip on that ball. You know what I mean? If he needs it, if he needs it right now in his young career, he should get it.
Of course,
that's just my aspect. You know what I mean? Because this kid has a future. He really
does, man. He does.
He does have a future in this game. You know what I mean? And hopefully he stays with this future with the 49ers, because him in that system works very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so, I just hope this injury doesn't hold him down, you know? It
right.
suck, man. He looked promising, man, for 7 games. Yeah. And it sucks that he has to go out like that. For anybody that, any rookie, dude, that's good.
Yeah.
That dream's coming true, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, especially you know what I mean, that everything that he was producing, you know what I mean, it was all a dream coming true for him, you know what I mean? And when he started his days, you saw like videos of his parents, like
yeah.
Mijito is playing, you know what I mean? And like when that aspect was coming, it's like it's the real deal.
Yeah.
But this kid is good though. That's what I'm saying. So I hope this doesn't discourage him, and I hope he can bounce back from it, be just as good, if not better, moving forward, kind of thing. As long as he learns from these aspects, you know what I mean, and then we'll see from there.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's move on to the AFC. What was your takeaway from that game, bro?
Man, okay, so AFC, before this, we had already established that we thought the Bengals were going to take this one, man. Kansas City showed up, dude. Kansas City showed up. Their defense showed up, and they came through. I mean, silly mistakes on the Bengals side. It is what it is. It's a game. You know what I mean? It's all a game, and it's all, these dudes, they play with passion. And whenever you play in a sport like this, at this level, with this much on the line, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can. And it's just, sometimes it rolls your way, sometimes it doesn't. And it just so happened that, hey, it was Kansas City game 2 win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got to give it to Kansas City. Kansas City came through. I mean, you can't ever count out Patrick Mahomes. Can't ever count him out. Can't ever count out Travis Kelce. I mean, that's just they pull stuff up. I mean, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And that's what's hard to defend. Anybody's hard to defend on that. So, but they came after Joe Burrow. That was the main aspect that we had, established before. It was like, hey, if Bengals are going to win, it's because of Joe Burrow. Well, there's no more talk about if Joe Burrow's, better than Patrick Mahomes anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said in the last show, sooner or later the guy's going to get you, right? Yeah. He was 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes finally pulled it out. Finally beat Joe Burrow. And sooner or later, he's the quote unquote best quarterback in the league right now is going to get you.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, you can never count that kid out. You can never count that boy out. I mean, and you can never count that team out, and you can never count that coach. I mean, Andy Reid is one of the greatest of all time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to coaching and just knowing his players and knowing how to get his players in the right positions, in the right areas, in the right spots, kind of thing, man. He's great, dude. So that's going to be the toughest challenge moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a great game. It was a great game.
Arnaldo Castillo is asking, thanks for joining the show, by the way. Do y'all think the NFL should get more or less strict on defenses and the defensive penalties given?
Ooh. All right. So
more strict.
So okay.
Go ahead.
That aspect. Okay. So my opinion, as far as more strict, probably not. I like it when they play. You know what I mean? But that brings me back to that old school kind of mentality where, hey, they let them play, and that's, you know what I mean? That goes on that aspect where I want to see a good game. So I want to see a receiver and a cornerback go at it. You know what I mean? I want to see a good hit and not have to worry that, oh, well, he landed wrong, so it was a penalty on, you know what I mean, because he landed on his body, full weight on the aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think they need to pull back on the defenses a little bit. It's so hard to play defense in the NFL right now.
right.
Like, oh, am I gonna touch him? Can I touch him right here? Touch him right there? It's like,
right. So that's why I'm coming with that. Whereas, like, as far as more strict, probably not. If anything, I mean, I would loosen up the reins just a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too, because these DBs, man, especially the DBs.
Yeah.
Like already it's hard to play DB in the league because you're playing against fast ass receivers that know what their route is. You got to guess their route by looking at hips and all that good stuff. Right. But then you also got to be careful with every little thing you do because of all of the strict rules already. You know what I mean? It's like
right, and most definitely, man. And a lot of the 49ers defensive, their penalties. Okay, so their penalties. Let's talk about their penalties that they were coming with. A lot of that was like, okay, if you let them play, by all means, hands down, half of those penalties are gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have gone, I would have been fine with that because those are the types of stuff that I want to see. You know what I mean? But again, it's all coming from a fast perspective. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not playing. I'm not being paid like that or respect. But what I want to see from a fan side is, I want to see boys balling out. I want to see if my number one is better than your number one kind of thing.
Yeah, let them play. Like obviously there should be the obvious rules, right? You can't do certain things, but like, man, I don't know. Some of these rules are, like I said, very tight for DBs. That is, to me, that's probably the hardest. And then even the defensive linemen. You're asking these defensive linemen to like stop in midair so they don't hit a quarterback. You know what I mean? Or don't hit a punter. It's like,
right. Okay. So again, I mean? so that's what it comes. So that's what I'm going to also is like, you got a corner or a defensive end that's coming around the corner, coming full speed at the quarterback. Quarterback just so happens to release right before he gets there.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to ask this dude who runs a 4.5, 4.4, 260 pounds to
300 pounds
to stop on a dime? Yeah, exactly. Like, like you hear like, okay, well, trains can't stop on a dime. You know what I mean? You don't park in front of a train track or whatever case would be because they can't stop or whatever. It's the same concept. Like you can't ask these monsters of men to pull up and oh, sorry, what I mean?
Exactly. But then also, like these running quarterbacks, right? Like the whole sliding and all that stuff. You can't hit him when he slides this way and that way. And then when they fake a slide and the defender's like, oh, and then they just run by them. It's like, well, what do you want them to do, man? It's like their hands are cuffed, man, and it's just, I don't know. Yeah, so there's some aspects of the game I agree with, obviously for player safety, but there's just some that are silly, man. You can't. I don't know. So at some point we got to just come to the realization and just know that it's football.
That it's a football. That
it's a football game. It's a football game.
Right, exactly. It's a football game. It's a physical sport. You chose to play this sport. You know what I mean?
You're getting paid to play this sport.
You're getting paid to play this game. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so military background, you know what you're getting into kind of thing as far as that aspect of it. You signed the paper. You have a contract. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
Now, whether you can either complain about it or not, that's on you, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't ask too much on that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously it's also entertainment. So the owners and the league's going to do whatever they feel. It's going to put more money in their pocket.
Right.
You go Chiefs. Thanks for joining the show, man.
All right.
So Arnaldo also says, So I'm a Cowboys fan, but at what point do you put the blame off? You put the blame off or on the players versus the coaches? I don't know, man. That's like everybody wants to blame coaches and all that good stuff. But at some point, you're out there playing the game. You know what I mean? You're out there catching the ball. You're out there making the tackles. You're out there. The coaches can tell you whatever they're telling you, right? And it's you're the one that's going to go out there and execute at the end of the day. So
Yeah, absolutely.
The player is.
So that certain person, he's a Cowboys fan. So I mean, you got to take that aspect with Dak and Mike McCarthy, right? So Mike McCarthy can make a plan and do whatever case he wants, but he's not the one out there throwing the ball.
Yeah.
The guys play. Yeah.
I mean, or else it's just going to be like what the Pro Bowl is going to be this year. Two-hand touch.
Just go flag football, exactly.
Two-hand touch or flag football. I mean, flag football. My fault.
I mean, I'm actually pretty interested to see how they're going to play this one now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because I'd rather see, because you're in the Pro Bowl, when have you seen big hits? People trying to hit somebody. You know what I mean? It's very much been like, okay, just wrap up, lay down kind of aspect, take the hit. You know what I mean? So,
and I think for the Pro Bowl is going to be like more of a watching the skill players do their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's all it's going to be, man. It's just a show. It's going to be it's a show. It really is what to talk about. But but I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, the coaches can do so much. They can put their players where they want to they can set them up for success. However, they can't make them go out and play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, trust me. Hey, if Kyle Shanahan could have put on some pads and gone out there, I guarantee you the man would have gone out there and played.
Right?
You know what I
mean? Oh, man, for real. After Brock Purdy got hurt, right? It's going to be like, let me show you guys how to run my offense.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Well, I want to get into this subject because it's gone viral as far as the refs go and if the NFL is rigged. Based off of the last two games, the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship, there were some questionable events that happened. Biggest one for us, the Niners against the Eagles, we just talked about it, obviously was a catch. Like, I guess the complaint there is why didn't we get that angle, that video, that recording, that video angle at the time, you know what I mean? Before they ran the play, whatever the case may be. But I don't know. For that play, like I said, you back in the day without replays, that would have been a catch. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's a catch. You can overcome that to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after your starting quarterback gets hurt, I don't know if you can overcome. Well, your third string quarterback, last pick of the draft, gets hurt. And now you're down to your fourth string. I don't know if you can overcome that. But yeah, that was the biggest question for that, in that game at least, that people were talking about. Like, why did it take forever to get that camera angle? Yeah,
I mean, and so what I've heard, I'm not too sure how much of the aspect it goes, but heard it from different sources or whatever the case may be, is that
oh man, I think we lost Robbie. Did we lose him? I think we lost you, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got you back. Yeah.
Okay.
We're still here. We're still here.
All right, man. Yeah. You guys are. Hey, I'm all new to this thing, man. So I'm trying.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, man. But what I was saying is that when it comes down to like the NFLs and the rigs and stuff like that, like, yeah, most definitely when it, the different sources that I've heard is depending on the stadium that they go, that's who, takes these videos. Well, you best believe that somebody from the NFL, the Eagles organization saw that, was not going to post that straight from the get go. You know what I mean? It's just.
Obviously, right? That, and
right.
I didn't know that until I think I was watching Undisputed and Shannon Sharp said that, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because so like he said on that one, yeah, most definitely somebody would have gotten, somebody would have been fired. If that would have been the first if that would have been the first video that they would have seen, yeah, most definitely somebody would have been fired. Now, when it comes down to it, it's like, no, we're going back to like, oh yeah, I just want to see them play. That's very much the old school mentality where like, yeah, the replays weren't as, as clear cut and as personal. You know what I mean? Now, moving forward, if it would have like jeopardized the game, then okay, the main people from New York should have stepped in, should have said something, should have radioed the ref, be like, hey, slow down, let's take a look at this real quick, instead of like letting the team hurry up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying they need to change that, and then obviously the biggest one was the biggest thing that happened this weekend's game or this past Sunday was on the AFC side of things when I believe something with the clock, right? The ref killed the play. It was 3rd and 9. They got who was it? Kelsey got tackled for he didn't make the first down. Obviously, he got tackled, didn't make the first down. And then the ref killed the play because something with the clock wasn't right. So then they gave Casey another chance.
Yeah.
Right? And they still then they sacked. They got a sack. The Bengals got a sack, but then the Bengals got penalized for holding. Yep. So not only did they give him an extra play, they gave him a first down and gave him 4 more downs. So, and obviously those kind of things happen, and everyone's just going to question it when the NFL already has questions about it being rigged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, but I mean, but that's a rigging as far as sports wise at this level goes back to like I don't know how many years before this time. You know what I mean? Because how many old school boxing matches or boxing fights did you hear about that were rigged? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, even the documentary of the NBA referee, Tim Donahue or something like that. Yeah. Like he came out and said all that. So like that's why it's in everyone's mind right now, and everybody's posting about it. Everybody, like, dude, if you just Google or if you just go on YouTube and search NFL rig, there's a whole bunch of videos about it.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, and you think about it, like all the conspiracy theories that people have for this aspect and this mentality is like, something didn't make sense. Oh yeah, well it didn't make sense because of this, and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that the only way to fix that, which I would agree, is if you make referees full-time employees.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and you dock pay or whatever you know what I'm saying? They get
or they get fined for making.
They get fined. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's true. Like nothing when referees do a bad job, they don't get penalized for it. Nothing happens to them. They just come out with a letter that says sorry, we missed it.
Yeah, and death threats from fans, kind of stuff. Like I've gone to like my kids' games and like my high school stuff and junior high stuff, and man, I'd hate to be one of those refs. Like I love games, don't get me wrong, and I would love to be one of those, a referee, but no, I'm not. You make a bad call, and then you have like this parent want to jump you in the backyard, or, the back of the parking lot. I think, like, no, not having it. So can you imagine having that aspect? You know what I mean, for an NFL
professional
game,
people that are betting. Yeah, betting on the games.
Big money kind of bets. Big money,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, they legalized it, sports betting. So it's crazy, man. But yeah, I think if they make referees full-time employees, dock pay, penalize them, suspend, whatever whatever penalties or punishments they'll receive as full-time employees for the NFL as far as referee goes. But yeah, they need to face some kind of penalty for not calling a penalty or calling the wrong penalty. Now that penalty on Patrick Mahomes going out of bounds, that's 100%. Like he was.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so there, yeah, you're gonna. Some of them you can, it could have gone either way, kind of thing. Some of them are kind of obvious, brother. Like I get it in the heat of the moment, and hey, maybe if I hurry up and I can get this guy to go backwards, he's not going forwards, and then the clock continues and we win or whatever. You know what I mean? But
yeah, man. I don't know about all that. Yeah, there is a bunch of conspiracy theories out there with the NFL being rigged.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard of gematria, like the numbers game and stuff like that. It's
yes,
crazy. It's crazy. If you look deep, if you dig deep on that stuff, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let's move on. If it's your first time here joining us for the show, please subscribe to our channel, The Islanders View. This is our sports talk session. Thank you guys for joining us. One love and God bless to everyone that's on with us. Time for our Super Bowl predictions, brother. Obviously, I know who you're going for. What do you predict the score is going to be?
All right, so with the high flying power of the offense that they have, with our defense that's going, you know what I mean? I've got it as actually kind of like a low scoring game. So I've got like a 19-14 kind of game.
19-14.
Eagles winning, obviously, but now I got 19-14.
How many rushing yards do you think Jalen's going to have?
Oh, okay. So rushing yards, Jalen by himself, 72. 72 rushing yards by himself. Now, as far as team total, man, I've got them running all over them boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gave up like 150, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, about
it was 156. Just saying 156.
Oh, you have to throw that extra 6, huh?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, hey, if we're gonna be saying something, at least we're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But most definitely, dude. Yeah. So I've got us like just running it, killing the clock, keeping that boy Mahomes and Kelsey off the field. So very, very much, time, controlling the clock, time efficiency, making sure that we have the ball, making sure that our defense, is 3s and out kind of aspect, and then just keeping them on the toes. That's all we can do. You know what I mean? It's very much so. Just don't let that boy go off.
Yeah. And I think your defensive line got him, man. 24-20, Eagles on top. Yeah. You got
that Castillo.
You got some support, bro. I think let me see. 24-20 sounds like a pretty good. I'll say 21-24. Eagles. I'm gonna go for the Eagles, bro. I don't want to hear about Patrick Mahomes anymore.
No, absolutely not. And what's cool about it too is like, like I said, now they're both Texas boys. You know what I mean? You got Jalen Hurts from Houston, and you got Patrick Mahomes from White Castle. He played at White Castle High School, and I mean they're just good old Texas boys, kind of playing for the big ship.
Yeah, man. Heck, I hope it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully. What do you got? You got any plans for it? What are you doing for the Super Bowl?
All right, so I got my boy. His name is Nuno, right? And on Super Bowl, Eagles games, we go to his house. His house is called the Eagles Nest, brother. I mean, there's not a lot of Eagles fans that we got down here. So his house, he's got the big screen in the backyard under the patio. His dad's a fan, brother's a fan, everybody's a fan out there. So yeah, so we go hard over there. And plus, me and wifey, we're the good luck charms over there, man. So every time that we've gone, it's been a dub. So I mean, we got to continue the tradition, man. So yeah, so we'll be out there, man.
Nice. Castillo says, "Look, man, as much as I don't like the Eagles, NFC got to win." I totally agree with that, man. Usually back in the day, that's how it used to be. If your team didn't make it, you usually root for the conference that your team comes out of. So,
right,
right,
yeah, most definitely, man, absolutely. Because I mean, if would have been the other way around, I would have been a 49ers fan. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would have taken them, but I would have been a fan for him. I would have been rooting for him. So
Yeah. Nice, brother. Nice. Hey, but that is our show for tonight. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, joining the conversation, chatting with us, chilling with us, just talking sports. I'm your boy JC. That's your boy Robbie. Till next time, peoples. One love and God bless. We're out. Laters.